God's rest is that profound and complete peace. Why do I need to rest? I'm here to tell you, you're not being selfish for resting. It's not being lazy. There's a difference between being lazy and rest. It's how do you rest? But this is the best way to rest. Trust me. Trust the Bible, not me. Trust the Bible. Hey everyone, it's Maddie here with Hearts of Hope and Joy. This is a YouTube channel that Anna, my friend, and I have to glorify God, to encourage and engage, energize, equip, and I said that out of order, but you know what I mean. So welcome to this video. This is part 2 of Rest, the series that wasn't going to be a series, but now is. So if you haven't already checked out part 1, I'll link it up here and down in the description. Go check it out. It was pretty cool. I'm broken up these videos into 2 videos because I like to talk. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, let's hop into this video. How do you rest? Psalm 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." This is the most simplest, but sometimes the most hardest thing to do, don't you think? Because being still and setting your time aside for God can be challenging, but this is the best way to rest. Trust me. Trust the Bible, not me. Trust the Bible. So, if you're waiting for those practical tips, here they are. This is what you want to listen to. How do you physically rest? Because physically rest, it doesn't determine how your spiritual rest is going, but it definitely helps. So, listen in carefully. Take some notes. And just saying, I have found these ways super helpful. I have done all of these things at different aspects. I don't do them all the time, but these are just ideas as well. So take them or leave them as you like. Just ideas to try and help you. First option or idea is singing or playing an instrument, which is actually an act of worship and reverence to God. It's something which is done out of a heart of surrender to Him. Another idea is dancing. Movement can help you relax and align yourself to God. Something that I'm not the best at dancing, but I sure love to give a good groove and have a dance with God. It really is good to have some fun and put up some cool dance moves, you know. Another idea, which is one of my favorites, is getting in nature. You can go for a walk or a jog and appreciate God's creation around you. I love bushwalks, love bushwalks, and it is another great way which you can rest. Whatever that looks like, this is just an idea, but something which is so simple. You don't need to do something crazy and fancy. It's really just in the simple things that we can rest. Another idea, which is also one of my favorites, if you can have more than one favorite, I'm going to take them all. This is another one of my favorites, and it is getting creative. Oh my goodness, let those creative juices out. Getting creative by doing art is another expression to rest with God. Some different ideas like watercolor. I personally love this one just because I find it so freeing. There's also different mediums of paint which you can do. There's journaling, which I find eases stress, letting out thoughts and stuff. You can make clay, which I haven't done a lot of, but let it out, guys. Let it out. You can do cooking, drawing. And I love drawing personally as well. I'm seeming to like a lot of these, but these are some ideas from me too. But drawing for me is just a really fun way that I can put my mind at ease and just have fun. But exclaimer, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Exclaimer is that you've got to make a conscious decision not to perfect any of these things you're doing. So for me, not perfect your artwork, because whatever you're doing isn't meant to be a performance. It's to glorify God. He loves our flaws. He loves us as who we are, broken pieces and all. Comes all together. It's one package. You can't separate it. So it's about glorifying God. No matter what you're doing, if it looks like an Instagram pic or not, it's just about glorifying God. And in that, you can rest and have a blast with Him. Another few obvious ideas, which I'll just mention anyway, in case you forgot, is reading God's Word. So good, so amazing. And if you want to sit with God, I'd encourage you to read a psalm or any scripture and just anything about it, just soak in it. This is a great way to focus on God while still being still so your mind doesn't wander, as I'm been known to have that experience of wandering. No, totally not. Another idea is praying and talking with God. Oh, as I was saying, conversation with God, prayer, as people call it, talking with God. That's the simple version. And yeah, I just love this. I like to imagine God sitting next to me and I can talk to him about everything. If that sounds a bit weird to you, I just want to let you know that God is with us always. So me being a very creative person, I find it really helpful to imagine things. So I imagine that God's sitting with me, because he always is, he's always with me. And then talking to him just seems to be a lot more freer for me to do. Most obvious one, but I'm going to say it anyway, is being alone and quiet. This is an amazing one which I love because this world is so busy around us that taking time to be still, it has to be very intentional. But I absolutely love this. If you want, you can put music on or even just go outside and listen to the birds. Like really, if you've listened to them, it's literally an orchestra in progress. We just didn't get the invitation. So these are some ideas. Most of them I have done to intentionally rest. These are really quick things that can be done in 5 minutes or less, longer if you like, take your pick. But I also know that our schedule demands things. Am I right? So it's so important you don't run yourself into the ground. So rest is that thing that you really need to intentionally carve time in your diary. You need to block out that time to rest. If that is 5 minutes, then do that. You don't even have to do anything. You can just sit there and be still. So rest is something you can intentionally do. But don't forget, it's also something which is done on a daily basis, a regular basis. It's part of everyday life. We have stresses in that all the time. Alrighty, so if you're wondering what the best form of rest is possible, it is, drumroll please, it is sleep. Does that come as a surprise to you? The body struggles when you don't take time to rejuvenate your body after using lots of energy. It takes time for our bodies to rest. The only way to replenish your energy is to rest. That's physically, by the way. So the only way to replenish your energy is to rest, to sleep. And sleep, let me say, is the best form of rest, which is why sleeping is the best form of rest. Specifically, we're talking about the physical body, but if you know what sleep is laying there, closing your eyes and doing nothing. And that is what being still is, but with the intention of focusing on God and hearing what he wants to say to you. If you want some more juicy facts, here is some for you. National Sleep Foundation guidelines advise, listen to this, the healthy adult needs between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. And teens need even more. So, if that has not challenged you or what, sure challenged me, I'm guilty there. Check your sleeping pattern and see if you need to carve out some good solid sleeping time for you, for your body. Sanity and all, we all need it. So if you're struggling to surrender to God and just rest, ask him to lead you to that quiet place. Because as I said earlier, even Jesus needed that time of rest to just be with the Father, with him. I want to point out that Jesus didn't seek solitude idly. He sought it because it was the Father's will. And being children of God, God has asked us to do that as well. It's something which we can do with him. Alright, this video is getting a little bit long. I'm really sorry, but pray this encourages you. And if you stuck out this far, thank you so much. But also, comment below if you have. Comment below one of those winky faces. Alright, get back to the video. Who is rest for? Short answer, everybody needs rest. That's it. Everyone needs rest. Everyone needs sleep. Everyone needs it. So if you're wondering who needs rest and cancelling yourself out of that little box, then I'm sorry. It's for everyone. No one excluded. All right. So when do you rest? This one I feel like is really, just not talked about. Because when do you rest is a specific time. I sort of talked about intentionally setting a time. But, how does it all work? So God did set apart one day a week. This is Sabbath, which is the seventh day if you didn't know. This is because in the beginning, quick history lesson, Genesis 2:2, which says by the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. So God rested after 6 days of creating the world, and he, in Exodus 28, Verse 8, he asks us to rest on the Sabbath. So that is a practical day that we can all just rest. I feel like sometimes we just discard rest. Like, I don't have time for it. Sundays, well, I don't know about you, about catching up with friends, catching up on homework, doing all the other things. Like, it's not really a day of rest anymore. It's not that sacred time, which it was. Like, yeah. It's sort of just been swept under the carpet, don't you think? Because this is what people keep forgetting. That rest is meant to be a daily thing. It's something we can do continually. Sort of like walking. When a baby is first born, they don't really know how to walk, do they? But as they grow older, they start wriggling, then crawling, and eventually walking. They practice and practice, walking all the time until it becomes natural. Like now, I don't think much about walking at all. It's just become a part of my everyday life. So if you get that, just like this, when we rest in God throughout the day, resting in Him becomes familiar, just something we do all the time, and something which we're constantly doing, resting in our Abba Father. In Mark 2:27, it says, "Then He said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath." If you understand that, well, brings so much clarity. If you don't, rewind the video. Or I'll just say it again. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Like, just let that soak in. So good. Next one is, where do I rest? Short answer, anywhere. There's no specific place nor building or anything. Because as I said earlier, the temple of God is inside us. It's not a building or a place. Sure, church is amazing. And oh my goodness, I love my church fam. It's just, they're literally second fam to me. But that is not where the Spirit of the Lord is. The Spirit of the Lord is within me. It's not with them, even though it is because it's in them. But it's in me, like it's in you. It's in each individual, in my church, in your church, in throughout the whole world. So you rest anywhere because God never leaves us. He's always there. He's always in us. He's always with us. So rest is that inner feeling and overflow of peace, which comes with us through any situation. It's a rest which isn't conditional to our circumstances around us. So, I'm sorry if you don't want to hear this, but we can still be doing the dishes, or the washing, or even work. And that is still resting in God. We can still be resting in God in doing those things. Because it's not about surviving life. It's about thriving in every moment in God, in this life we have been blessed to be given. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, go check out part 1 of this rest series. 2 videos, but if you'd like some more, comment below. And I pray these videos encouraged you on how to really rest in your life. If you haven't already, go subscribe or check us over on our Instagram account where we do some other fun stuff for you guys. See ya. Enjoy your day. Physically resting is a huge part in your spiritually it's a rest with. Let's see if my teeth are any good. It's cold.